My introduction. My name is Abu Bakr Ehsan. I have done bachelor's in computer science, master's in information technology. I'm PMP certified, RMP certified. PMP is project management professional, on which I will give you introduction today. RMP is risk management professional, which is specialization in the field of project management. Then ACP Agile certified practitioner, which is also from PMI. So all three certifications are from PMI. Then I am MCTS and MCPD certified. These are Microsoft development, software development related certifications. My background is software development. Then Lean Six Sigma, Green Belt and Black Belt certified. These are quality related certifications. I have more than 22 years of working experience and more than 200 PMP workshops I have already conducted, mostly in KSA, and between 2012 to 2020, I have conducted these workshops. And now since COVID 2020, I am now giving trainings only on Zoom. So now I have shifted on Zoom. So that's why I do not give physical in-person hotels trainings. I have already trained more than 12,000 engineers and managers just like you. This is my Saudi WhatsApp number. This is my Pakistani WhatsApp number. Both numbers are in my use. Some of my sessions, these are before COVID, before shifting to Zoom. So one company, Nokia in Saudi Arabia, they are my very regular client. This is also Nokia. This is my open session on Zoom. This is also Zoom session. This was in my training institute in Riyadh, Exit 9. This is Jumbo, National Petroleum. This is KFCA, King Fahd Causeway Authority between Khobar and Bahrain. This is KFUPM, King Fahd University of Petroleum and Mineral Sciences. This is STC Riyadh. And this was my open session in Khobar. So now first slide, I'm going to explain you that who can do PMP. So this slide is very important for all of you to understand that what are the qualifications, what are the prerequisites of PMP. And when I'm explaining, please feel free to ask any questions. And I will share this slide with you, these slides and the recording. After the session, if you like to get a copy of the presentation and the link of recording, so just send me a WhatsApp message on this number. I will share that. Tomorrow I will be able to share that. So first requirement is experience requirement, right? So remember, you must have minimum 3 years of working experience. 3 years of working experience related to the projects. So if you say you have some experience which is not related to the projects, that is called as operations. So if you have operations experience, it is not acceptable for the sake of this certification, only projects related experience, but not necessary that your title has to be project manager. It could be anything. If you have 4 years or above, 4 years means 16-year education or post-graduation or PhD, whatever you have, you need minimum 3 years of working experience. And in case you do not have 16 years education, you do not have 4 years bachelor degree, you have less than that, 3 years bachelor degree or diploma or matric or A levels, O levels, whatever you have, in that case, you are still allowed to give the PMP exam, but your experience requirement increases to 5+ years instead of 3 years. Any question or confusion on this particular point, please feel free to ask me.
Hello, sir. I have one query here.
Yeah.
When you say 3+ years of project experience, so in a scenario, if you're working in an IT company and if you have worked in small projects, deployment at customers' location, so will that be considered, or what exactly when you specify 3+ years of project experience?
In that case, it is acceptable. As you mentioned, small projects. So small projects could be of 3 months, 4 months, 2 months each. So total, you need to collect minimum 36 months, right? So in 36 months, it could be one project, it could be 12 projects, it could be 10 projects, 4 projects, it's up to you, right? So even in that case, it is acceptable.
And do we need to provide any experience certificate like so and so company we worked on so and so projects?
Just hold this question because I have a slide on that. I will explain it on the next slide.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question from anyone, please?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, if someone experienced during the graduation period, is this
So if you have any experience during the graduation, then you will come under this category, right? So in
okay,
that
sir?
case, if you have 5 years of experience, then it is fine. But let's say if you have graduation and 2 years experience after the degree and 1 year experience before the degree, that is not acceptable. So after the degree, either you have 3 years experience or overall minimum 5 years experience in your life. That is the requirement. Any other question or confusion, please?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sir, I have completed my engineering in the year 2019. And from the same time, I am in Riyadh. I'm currently in Riyadh and I'm working with a civil engineering firm here, a construction company, basically, a contractor.
Right.
And I'm working as a diploma, as a document controller here, as I already told you, as I mentioned. This experience has been calculated like 4 years, sir. And I'm still in the same company. So in which category I'll fall, sir?
You have 4 years degree or 3 years degree?
I have 4 years degree, sir.
Then you need 3 years experience.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question from anyone else, please?
Yeah, hello sir, I'm Ravi here.
Yes,
Can
please.
you have this session? You'll be explaining how to register for the exam in the PMI.org site. Like what you said you will be showing the thing of experience certification, next slide, everything. So what
Sorry,
are the steps?
I could not understand your question. Please come again.
How to register for the exam? The complete steps in registration of the exam after finishing the certificate series and after you have a.
See, right now I am explaining what are the prerequisites, right? How to fill your experience in PMI website. This I am not going to explain right now. That I will explain during the full course, right?
Okay.
How to fill your experience, that we will cover at that point, right? Right now, I'm only going to explain you what are the prerequisites,
Okay.
right? Any other question from anyone, please? So this is the website. If you see at the bottom, www.pmi.org. On this website, you have to enter all this detail, right? On this website, you will have to fill your application. But many people make many mistakes due to which their applications get rejected. So that, as I mentioned, I will explain you during the course. Inshallah, I will give you a guideline how to enter your experience. Any other question or confusion on this particular point about the experience? Okay, let's say you have 20 years experience. You have 15 years experience. So you do not need to enter 100% experience, right? So if, let's say, one person, Mr. Ali, for example, Mr. Ali, he has 15 years of experience. So 15 years means right now it is to 2023. So that means he started working in 2008. So from 2008 up till 2023, he has 15 years of experience. So if he is filling the application of PMP, he does not need to enter all the experience from 2008 up till 2023. He has to mention only 3 years. Now, one restriction is, if you have noticed here, only within last 8 years. So if Mr. Ali, he enters experience of 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, it will not be accepted. He is allowed to mention only between 2015 up till 2023. Is this point clear to all of you? Any question or confusion on that? So within these 8 years, any 3 years of your choice. It could be continuous, it could be with gaps, it could be one project, it could be more than one project, it could be one company, it could be more than one company. It could be in different countries also. So there is no restriction. Only restriction is it has to be within last 8 years. It could be one project, it could be 20 projects. Any question or confusion from anyone? Okay, I assume that this point is clear to all of you. The second point is the training itself, right? So second prerequisite is the training. So remember, attending a training on project management is a mandatory requirement from PMI. Without training, you are not allowed to give the exam, right? So this course, for which I shared the schedule with you, this one. So when you attend that on the last day, 25th July, so after that, on maybe on 26th of July, I will issue your certificates of training attendance. This training attendance certificate will not be from PMI. That will be from our training institute, Knowledge Square, right? So these are the two prerequisites. After that, you are allowed to apply for the exam, and the exam is one test only, 230 minutes, 180 questions. All questions are objective questions. Any question or confusion on the points that I have explained up till this point, please?
Sir, what will be the passing score out of 180?
Approximately 65%.
Okay.
Someone asked on the chat that I have already Udemy training into 2021. So remember, even my own students also, they have attended my training in past, but after 2-3 years, sometimes the exam changes, sometimes the book changes, sometimes, or even if there is no change, people forget the old training. So for the sake of exam, it is still acceptable for the exam. You can use that certificate of Udemy of 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old certificate that you can still use for this application of the exam. But for the sake of knowledge refresher, it is advised to attend the training again, right? So I hope I have given answer to your question. Any other question from anyone, please? And remember, my trainings, I conduct trainings after a gap of few months. So my coming training is, next coming training is in July. So next week, inshallah. Before this, my previous training was in February. So most likely my next training might be in December, right? So I suggest if you are planning to appear in the exam in next 1 to 3 months, I suggest please do not miss this training. Because after that, my next training is in expected, not confirmed, expected inshallah in December. Now someone asked that do we need to upload or provide any certificates? So for that, I have this slide, which is called as, the topic is PMP application audit. So remember when you are, I told you where you need to enter your application, www.pmi.org, right? Yes, Ishan, there is no exception. 3 years is the minimum requirement. If you do not have 3 years, then there is a junior certification, CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management. I suggest you attend the whole session today. Then maybe later on, maybe tomorrow, discuss with me on WhatsApp. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Tell me about the junior certification. What mean by about junior certification?
Junior certification is CAPM, right? I will write it here, CAPM. What we are discussing right now is PMP. PMP is also from PMI. CAPM is also from PMI. So if you qualify on this experience requirement, then you shall apply for PMP, right? If you are fresh graduate, still, as you know, and if you attend today's full session, you will find there are many useful, beneficial things which are going to help you in your career, inshallah. So PMI allows junior candidates also, or encourage them to come towards this field of project management, but they do not give the title of PMP, they give the title of CAPM. So for CAPM, exam will be much easier. Book is same, training is same, right? So maybe if you attend a training of PMP, CAPM will become very easy for you, because all the knowledge of CAPM is a subset of PMP knowledge. Is it enough for you to understand about CAPM, junior certification? Any question, please? Okay, just read this slide, then I will explain it. And in 10 minutes, we will take a prayer break because it's Maghrib time on my side. So in 10 minutes, I will take a break of 10 minutes and then we will resume, inshallah. Okay, when you are entering your details on PMI website in the first step, in the first round, you are not required to upload any degree or certificate or experience letters. You are just going to enter the data that from this date to this, or this year to this year, I attended this university for graduation. From this date or month to this month, I worked on a project in this company and this company and this company. So in the first, and I attended a training from this institute. So this is what you are going to enter. You are not supposed to upload any documents. After you submit your application, 10% of the application, sometimes more than that, they select randomly for the audit. If your application comes in the audit process, then you have to provide them some evidence of the information you have entered. your education certificates, copy, of course, the experience letters, the training certificate, and the email and contact information of your supervisors on those projects that you have entered in your application. These experience letters are also only for those 3 years which you have specified in your application. If you have 15 years experience, you do not need to provide the experience letters of all 15 years, only those 3 years which you have entered in your application. But if your application does not come in the audit, then no issue. You can directly pay the exam fee and you can book your exam. If your application comes in the audit process, first you will arrange this information. You will provide this to PMI. They will take 1 week to review. And after that, when they are satisfied, then they will say, yes, now you can pay your exam fee and you can book your exam. Any question or confusion on this point, please?
I want to ask one question. So we should keep ready this experience letter from company.
It's up to you. Whenever they inform you that we have selected your application for the audit purpose, they give you 90 days to arrange this information. So if you have everything ready, you can provide to them immediately within few days. If you do not have ready, maybe you take 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, that is fine. So it's up to you. If you want to keep everything ready, fine. Even if you do not keep everything ready, they give you 3 months to arrange this. So that is more than enough to arrange this data.
Okay.
Any other question from anyone, please?
I have one question. How much is the exam fee?
I will come to that point on next slide, inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, regarding the experience letters, is there anything that needs to be mentioned in that related to projects? Like so and so person has worked on projects within the company and satisfactory, or else could be a generic statement?
Mostly it is a generalized statement that this person has worked in our company from this date to this date, right? So if this thing is mentioned, that is enough. It is not necessary that they write paragraphs about your contributions. If they have written, fine. If they have not written, still for the PMI, this is acceptable. Any other question from anyone, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, let's suppose if someone is working in abroad, let's suppose as you are working in KSA. So in the slide, as we are discussing, we have to upload the experience letter. So instead of experience letter, can we upload our visa status as a employee, like we are working as a civil engineer?
No.
What is the
No. It has to be experience letter.
Okay, sir.
Any other question, please? And if your application comes in the audit process, within 1 day or maybe within few minutes, you will receive that email. Because this is not manually selected, this is randomly selected by the computer system. But if you do not receive any email for 1 day, that means you are at least not in the audit. Then they will review your application manually for 5 days. And if they find anything wrong about that, and this is where most of the applications they get rejected because people do not correctly mention their project's experience. Even many senior managers I have seen, they have actually managed dozens of projects in their life, but still they write their application in such a bad way that their application gets rejected. And even some people who have never worked on a project, they write their application in such a nice way that their application gets accepted. So please be careful on that. And I will share some sample on how to write a nice application during the course, inshallah.
So this application audit, it's totally system generated. There is no criteria or anything that will be considered from PMI.
Yeah, system generated. But yes, it is possible that sometime they focus more or they increase the percentage of specific country, maybe. We don't know, right? So that is possible, but still it is system generated. So it's a computer-based exam. In every big city, you will find an exam center, right? It's not dedicated for PMI. They have many other exams also. So it's a Pearson VUE center you will find in every big city, in every country. So nothing to worry about that. Do we have a center in my city or not? In every big city, you have exam centers where you can give the exam of PMP. So it is better to go and give the exam from the exam center, although you have an option to give the exam from your home also, but that is not recommended. You may face many problems in that. So my personal suggestion, do not give exam from your home, go to the exam center, give your exam from there. 180 questions, multiple choice questions, some questions could be fill in the blank, some questions could be mapping definitions. That on left side they may show some words, on the right side they may show some statements, and you may have to drag and map that what is the meaning of which word. So again, it's all objective question. Total time is 230 minutes. On average, you have 76 seconds to answer each question, but it is purely your choice that how much time you want to select, want to take to answer a question, right? So this is the format of the exam. There is no negative marking. And out of 180 questions, 5 questions have 0 weightage. They are only for the future links only, right? Future exams only. And these are trial questions only. So these are also there, but they have 0 weightage. Any questions so far, please? But there is no indication. There is no indication which 5. So you will not be able to select that, okay, I will answer this question and I will not answer this question.
Sir, would it take much difference if we choose online exam instead of test centers? Maybe I'm far away from the test center, or could be another reason. So in that case,
You are in which
can we
city?
go-
You are in which city?
in Riyadh city, sir.
And Riyadh is one of the biggest cities in the world. There are nice centers available there, right? These are again, as I said, first choice shall be exam center. Second choice, if you do not have an exam center, even in 200-300 kilometers around you, just within 200-300 kilometers, still it is manageable. You can go and give the exam there, right? In worst case, if you do not have exam center in your near cities even, then you may go give the exam from home. But as I told you, many people, they faced issues. So as I have a big student circle, so I come across such problems. So that's why my sincere suggestion, do not give exam from home.
Sir, one other question regarding the last point, roughly 60 to 75% passing marks. So in case if you scored 60%, that's it. You have a PMP certified, or else will there be any grades or anything?
See, this 60 to 75% I have written because there is no official number disclosed by PMI, right? So this is just an idea about this certification, that between 60 to 75% passing marks. Number one. Number two, you will never get to know that what was your score. In the result given to you, they will never tell you that you scored 70% or 80% or 50%. Right? They will only give you result in qualitative form. Number one, pass or fail. Whenever you submit your exam, you finish your time, it is scored immediately on the spot. They give you the result, pass or fail. After that, in when you come outside the lab, just last 1 minute, then we'll take a break here. When you come outside the lab after finishing your exam, you go to your lab attendant. He will give you a printout of your detailed exam result. On that exam result, they give you result in this way. They say there are 3 domains in which we have tested your knowledge. People, process, and business. And out of these, you were either above target or on target or below target. So it is possible maybe you were above target on people, on target on process, and maybe on target on business. So this is how they give you the result. They will never tell you that you scored 30% in people or 60% in process. No. So that's why no one knows what is the passing percentage. Any question or confusion, please?
Sir, I have one question regarding this online exam. Like I live in south region of Saudi Arabia in Mohail. It is kind of far away from Abha. Abha is the main city here. So what are the problems that we can face in online exam?
You first of all, you cannot tell that do you have an exam center in your city or not. So only stage when you will get to know where is the nearest exam center once you have submitted your application, number 1, you have paid your exam fee, number 2, number 3, now you will select that I live in this city. Now show me what are the exam centers around me. So then you will get to know who knows, maybe you have an exam center in your city also, maybe, right? So we cannot say for sure that you do not have any exam center in your city, number 1. Number 2, the kind of problems, the internet stability at your home, that will be one major issue. Number 2, you will have to arrange a mic and camera. Number 3, all the time there has to be a proctor who will be disturbing you throughout the exam. So that experience is not good, and also sometimes it has happened. Sometimes the proctors, the person who is monitoring you, watching you, he may get angry on some small thing and he can cancel your exam. So that is why I said experiences are, I'm not saying everyone will have to face this same situation. Maybe 3 out of 10 persons are facing this issue, 7 are happy. So who knows? But 30% out is not a small percentage. So that's why I suggested do not opt for home-based exam. Any quick question before I take a 10 minutes break here? Okay, let's take a 10 minutes break. After 10 minutes, inshallah, we'll resume. Okay, we are back from the break now. Yes, please. Before I continue, is there any question from anyone? Please feel free to ask.
Sir, one question, sir. Before the break, you mentioned about people, process, and the business, where PMI will be rating us on some criteria. So, does it make any difference, like what I have been rated, or else is it only for my internal self-evaluation?
Only for your internal records only. There will be nothing mentioned on your certificate of PMP, which you actually share with the companies. So so this result is not your certificate. This result will be given immediately when you come outside the lab. And that will be given even to those people who have failed also, right? So that paper is only for your personal records. People who have passed the exam, they will receive soft copy within 1 week maybe, and the hard copy maybe in 3-4 months. So on the certificate of PMP, nothing will be mentioned related to your performance in the exam. Any other question or confusion, please? Okay, so far before the break, I just showed you what are the prerequisites, experience-wise, training requirement, then what is the audit process, the exam application information, the exam information. So now I'm showing you how the exam looks like. Regardless, you give the exam from home or you give the exam from the exam center, the questions will remain same. Only the experience is good or bad related to the exam experience, but the content of the exam, the format of the exam will remain same regardless you give it from your home or you give it from the exam center. So this is how the exam software looks like you will use two screens. This is screen number 1. This one, left side. And this right side, this is screen number 2. So all the 180 questions they will come in front of you one by one in the form of this screen. So this is the area where you will have the question statement. You will have 3 or 4 options, and you will have to select one. And on the top, there is a calculator button. If you feel calculation is required, you can click on the calculator. It will open the calculator, Windows calculator. You can use it, you can close it. This is the button for the calculator. This is not a button, it is only clock. How much time is remaining in your exam? Continuously you will keep on getting this information. Then there is a button flag for review. In case you want to skip a question and you want to revisit again at the end, you can flag it for review. Or maybe you have selected an answer, but you are not sure that maybe this answer is correct or not. If you get time available at the end, maybe you want to read it again. Remember, the questions will remain editable, so you can even change the answers later on. So you can mark for review. Yes, please.
How many questions we can excuse?
Sorry, come again.
How many questions we can ignore? We can go to another question.
See, the number of questions is 180. These 180 questions, you can start from question number 1. Then you click on next button. Question number 2 will come. Then next button, question number 3 will come. So just like that, you can ignore all the questions and go to question number 180 without answering even a single question. Right? So sooner or later, you will have to come back and answer those questions. Otherwise, you will fail. Right?
Okay.
So there is no restriction that how many questions you can pass or how many questions you can skip. These will not be replaced. The questions will remain same. Either you attempt in first time or maybe you want to come back later. Right? Any other question from anyone, please?
So will I be notified after each question whether it's right or wrong?
No. You will not get any such notification that your answer is right or wrong. Otherwise, you can do hit and trial. Right? Any other question?
Sir, during the lectures, we will get anything to practice this test.
Yeah, I will give you some practice exams also. Inshallah, they will be very useful for the exam. Any other question, please?
So I have a question. If I answer the question and it is okay, means pass, do not repeat again question, same question, not repeat.
Sorry, I could not understand your question.
Suppose if I go for exam, okay, I answer the question and it is okay in the system, it will repeat again or it will repeat again also. If question is okay.
What do you mean by repeat? Repeat. See, question number 1 to question number 180, they are decided.
Okay.
They will not be replaced.
But suppose question number 5 answer is correct. Okay.
Right, right.
And it will repeat again when I
No.
go again.
It will see after question number 5, you will click on next. Question number 6 will come. So question number 5 will never come again unless and until you click on previous and go to question number 5, or from the screen number 2. Here you will have question number 5. And you click on that.
Again from question number, if I repeat again question number 1 again. So again question number 5 will come or no?
Again, no, it will come again in sequence. Regardless you have answered right or wrong.
It will come again.
It will come again, but your answer, no. Your answer will be saved.
Okay.
You do not need to spend time again in order to answer that.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Maybe
What about the centers in KSA? We can go exam from online, or we have to go center for exam?
I think you joined late, right?
Yeah, I joined lately. Yes.
I've
Half an hour
already
late.
answered this in detail. Maybe you can watch it from the recording, right?
Okay. Okay.
Tomorrow, just send me a message on WhatsApp. Same number. I will write again. In the Zoom link on the bottom, you see my number, WhatsApp number. Tomorrow, if
Yes,
you
sir.
send me a message, I will share the recording of this today's session plus the presentation I'm showing to you, right?
Okay. 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 Thanks.
Right. Any other question from anyone, please? Okay, so this is how you will answer all these questions on screen number 1. And screen number 2, when you click on this review screen, it will take you to screen number 2. You can click on it anytime, right? So when you click on screen number 2, review screen, it will show you all the questions numbers only. Without the details, you will get this information. Now, if some question, for example, question number 7 is showing you have not answered this question. So you can click on question number 7 directly and it will open on screen number 1. You can answer it. Again, go to review screen. Then you see question number 14 needs your attention because you have marked it for review. That means you have already answered it maybe, or maybe left it blank. So now you have marked it for review so that later on you want to come back on it and revisit it again, rethink on it again. So once you have finished all the exams questions, or you feel now I cannot answer any other question, I have tried my best. Let's say out of 180 questions, you answered 160 questions. Your time is finished, or your stamina is finished, or your knowledge is finished, whatever is the scenario. Click on and review. If your stamina is finished or knowledge is finished. If the time is finished, even if you do not click on and review, still your exam will finish. So either you finish your exam yourself or the time has passed, the exam will finish itself automatically. Now, within few seconds, you will get your result on the screen, pass or fail. Any question or confusion, please?
Sir,
Yes, please.
Suppose, for example, I have answered the question number 3, okay, and I forgot to make it as a flag for review. I mean, later stage, if I come to know that maybe it is wrong, so is there a possibility to go to question number 3 again without making it for flag?
Yeah, you can click on any question number, regardless you flagged it for review or not. You can go back to it and you can change the answer.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
But how you will remember it? That question number 3, I need to go back again. Either you flag it for review or you write it on the rough paper. Right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly, sir.
So you can directly click on question number 3 from the review screen and you can go and change the answer. No problem.
Okay, sir.
Any other question from anyone? Yes,
Sir,
please.
sir, excuse me. Sir, I want to jump to screen number 1. There is a remaining time. So I just want to ask that this remaining time is for a single question or for all questions?
No, there is no question, no time allocated for a single question.
Okay.
It is only for the full exam. You can spend all the 4 hours on one question. No problem.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Sir,
yes, please.
Sir, if someone mistakenly click on end review before finishing the time, so what should he do? Like the time is remaining 1 hour and mistakenly
See,
click on
most likely it will show you a confirmation message that are you sure you want to terminate the exam? If you by mistake clicked again, then of course it is finished.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Any other question, please?
Yes, sir. I have one question. When we will click on review, on the right side, you just mentioned later on when we will come back, it will be mentioning that it is pending. The question is pending for answer. So it will be marked over there, or it will not be marked.
See, here it is. If you see question number 7 is incomplete. So some indication like that. It will be there.
Right. Right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other question, please?
In the screen too, what are the other 3 buttons showing like review all, review incomplete, review flag? So if you click the review flag, it will show only the flagged questions.
Yeah. So there are different options there. Review all means it will start from question number 1, regardless you marked for it, reviewed it or not, marked for the flag or not, or it's blank or not blank, or you can say only review incomplete. That means only those questions which you have not answered, or review only those questions which you have flagged. So remember, whenever your exam starts, even if you do not understand the functionality here right now, no problem. Before your exam, there will be a 5-10 minutes tutorial for you on how to operate the exam software. What is the purpose of each button, right? So you will have enough knowledge or guidance or instruction again at the beginning of the exam, and that time will not be considered within your exam time, right? So no worries about that. Any other question or confusion, please?
This end review button, it is for the finishing the exam. If during exam I clicked on this end review, it means my exam will stop, finish.
Yeah, it will just show you one last warning message, and if you click again, then it will finish your exam, terminate your exam. Right? Any other question, please? Okay, let's go to the next screen. Next screen is about the exam pricing and exam membership. So membership also has a price. When we say membership, membership means PMI's membership, Project Management Institute membership. That is approximately, I'm just using round numbers only, roughly $150. And exam fee, if you have membership, $405. So that becomes approximately, there could be a small difference of $5-10, approximately $555 if you take membership and you pay for the first attempt. Or if you do not take membership and directly give the exam, that is also going to cost you same amount, $555. There could be $5-10 difference in both cases, but assume same, just to keep it simple. So remember, membership is not mandatory for you, but it is beneficial for you if you take it. So this is the exam fee only for the first attempt, $405 if you have membership, $555 if you do not have membership. And one tip for you, at least within these participants, people who are from Pakistan or people who are from that country where you do not have VAT. I'm not sure about Egypt or Philippines, but India, I think there is 16% VAT, I think. But Saudi Arabia 15% VAT, Pakistan 0% VAT. So if let's say you are a Pakistani living in Saudi Arabia, if you make a profile on PMI's website and you give a shipping address, postal address, profile address of Saudi Arabia, then you will have to pay 555 plus 15% VAT also. But if you are in Pakistan, if you are a Pakistani living in Saudi Arabia, but if you give your shipping address of Pakistan, Still, if you can you're allowed to give exam from Saudi Arabia, no issue. You will have 0% VAT. So one saving tip for you, around $100+ if you have 0 VAT or less VAT in your home country, right? If you are in Saudi Arabia, you will have to pay, if you make a profile and give the postal address, shipping address of Saudi Arabia on which you want to receive your certificate, then you will have to pay 15% VAT. If your company is paying, alas, no issue. But if you are paying from your pocket, there is a tip for saving some amount on this way. Same is true if you do not have in Egypt or Philippines or Jordan, if you do not have tax, you can give address of your home country. Any questions so far, please?
So regarding this membership, is this yearly, sir, or a one-time payment?
That is yearly, but optional. It is not must for you to continue it even if you have passed the exam. After giving the exam in first year, first time, as it is almost free for you, take it. Next year, do not continue. There's no effect on your PMI certificate. And remember, another tip, in your profile, there is a checkbox auto renew membership. Uncheck that. Otherwise, you will forget after 1 year and you will get a message on mobile SMS. Thank you very much. We have charged you $150 from your credit card for the annual membership. So uncheck that auto renewal. It's not mandatory for you to continue. Any other question, please?
Sir, retakes, or how many retakes can be done, sir?
3. Within 1 year, you can give 3 attempts. Any other question?
Yes, sir. I have one question. For example, if we will go through all the contents of the course which you will give us through this course, and online exam, the same way it happens in the center, the same exam you will, same type of exam questions you will give it to us, so we can try it at home or any our office. So what will be the probability for the passing, Yani, if we will honestly go all this on? So what you, with your experience, can you advise us something?
See, number one, after the training, whatever roadmap or material I will give you, that needs, number one, book study. Number two, my slides revision, whatever I will show you during the lectures. Number three, practice questions. All these 3 things may take you 2 to 3 months. Right? So number one, do not assume that just after the training, after few days, 3 days, 5 days, you will give the exam or pass. No, you need approximately, realistically, 2 to 3 months. But as some of you are having more speed of reading, better experience than the others, so some people in my sessions, even after 1 month, I see they give the exam and they pass. So I'm not saying at all that you cannot complete your exam in less than this time, right? So you can, inshallah, do this on average 2 to 3 months, but yes, less than that also. If you are faster than others, or your experience or your interaction with others related to project management is better than the others, fine, maybe you can do in 1 month, or maybe you need 4 months. On average 2 to 3 months. Second part, you asked about the probability. So if you do this, probability, in my opinion, inshallah, 95% you will pass in first attempt, inshallah. Right? That is on the basis of people who have given exams in last 2 years. Before that, it was still not that good 90, but still very good 90%. But now even better than that in last 2-3 years. I hope it answers your question. Any other question, please?
Thank you. Yes, it answers my question. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nadeem, you are asking when I will apply for PMI membership. At the time of applying for the exam, ideally or appropriate time is after the training, maybe after a few weeks after the training, when you continue your study roadmap. Inshallah, during that any time you can start this process of PMP application. Any other question from anyone, please?
I already registered for the PMI membership. I got their 2 PM books like version 6 and 7. So this exam will be based on PM book 7, or I have to read both for the exam.
See, it needs a little discussion in order to explain it to you. I assume if you come in the full course, I will explain that point, but short answer, quick answer, maybe some of you will not understand that, but right now I'm not explaining that answer. Exam is on the basis of PIM box 6.
Okay, okay.
I have one question.
Yes,
You
please.
say someone will pass the exam within 1 month. So
Yeah.
how many hours he will study per day?
See, of course, that I do not know. I just shared that some of my students, they passed even in 1 month. Now, as you can assume that he must be a working person, right? So if you are working full time somewhere, 8 hours in a day, so you can just make an estimate how much time you will get in 1 month. Maybe 120 hours maximum. So on that basis, you can get an idea.
I
Yes,
have
please.
one question.
Yes, please.
Question is that is there a minimum credit hours before going for exam, or anytime we can go?
What do you mean by credit hours?
Means 30-hour read, study, and then go for exam.
No. See, for exam, this is the only prerequisite.
Okay. Many institute saying after 100 hours you can go for exam. I mean, not PMP, any other study. So is there any requirement? I'm asking about
Nothing. After the training, next day you can apply for the exam. After 1 week, you can take the exam date. Regardless you know anything or you revise anything or not, you can go and sit in the exam. What will happen? You will fail, no problem.
So another question, is this exam is individual based or batch wise? Means after one, like
No, individual. Anyone can go and give exam anytime.
Anytime. Okay. Thank
Right?
you.
From home, you can give anytime, even at midnight, even at Fajr time, even on weekends. But on the exam centers, only on the business days and business working hours only, you can go and give the exam. Yeah, you're welcome. Even if one person is there for PMP exam, still he can give. So they will not wait that when 20 people will come, then they will know. It's online. Whenever you come, they will enter a code and your exam will start. Any other question from anyone, please? You're welcome. Yes, please, Rahman, your voice is not clear.
Sir, in Corona pandemic, I attended this seminar. So the trainer told us that during pandemic, the PMI Institute.
Sorry, your voice is not clear. You said you attended a seminar. The trainer told you what?
Can you hear me now clearly, sir?
Actually, you are, I think, far away from the mic. So that's why it's not very clear.
Now it's clear now, sir.
Yeah, it's perfect now.
Sir, in Corona pandemic, I attended a seminar in which the trainer told us that during pandemic, the PMI institutes reduce the passing criteria, like it's come up to 50 to 60%. But now you told us that there is no exact criteria how passing percentage, 60 or 70%, whatever. So how can we know that the PMI institute what they, I mean, set the criteria for the passing exam.
All right. Before that, which option is better to go for exam center or home? Again, I have already explained it in detail. Exam center is better than home. Okay. Your question that 50 to 60% or 60 to 70%. So let's say if you ask me, can you show me any proof that where it says 60%, 70%? My answer will be no. Sorry, I cannot show you. Why? Because PMI has never disclosed. Yes, earlier, maybe 15, 20 years ago, there was a clear number passing criteria. But now they say we decide who has passed, who has failed, and they do not give your result in numbers. Similarly, if you ask that trainer who told you that PMI has reduced the passing percentage, if you ask him, is there any proof for that? He cannot show you any proof. Right? So that's why now again, if you ask me then how you arrived at this percentage, 70 to 60 to 70%, I'll tell you my basis. Right? If it convinces you, fine. If you are not satisfied, no problem. Right? So why I said 60 to 70%? Because the people who have practiced enough on the simulation exams and they are getting like 90% of the on the passing on the practice exams. Let's say 80 to 90% consistently on the practice questions. So we have observed out of hundreds of people or students in my circle, my students who have passed in first attempt, alhamdulillah, that if their practice study readiness was like this, that they were getting 80-90% marks on the practice questions, they were able to pass the real exam in first attempt. And a general feeling about the real exam was that the real exam was somewhere like 20% more difficult than the practice questions. Now, one thing to clear here, do not expect same questions will come in the real exam. No. Similar questions may come in the exam. So maybe 20% more difficult. Most of the students, they gave this feedback that the real exam was like 20% higher difficulty level as the practice questions. Very few people, they said it was easier than the practice questions. So going with the majority, so 20% difference. So that means roughly 60 to 70, 75% passing percentage. Again, that is not a very important thing to debate that will change your study pattern or roadmap. No, just roadmap, reference material, everything remains same. So regardless it is 60% or 70% or 50%, you will do the same exam preparation, inshallah, and you will pass in first attempt. Any other question, please?
Sir, your course of these 9 classes, full course, will it be covering or touching based on the complete structure for the exams? Like every element will be covered?
No, I do not guarantee that everything will be covered, but yes, conceptually, we make a strong foundation. On the basis of that, when you read the book, if something was not covered in my lectures, you will cover from the book. Right? So still, as I told you, on the basis of that 2-3 month study, you will pass in first attempt, inshallah. But I do not guarantee that I will cover 100% of the things that may come in the exam.
Sir, if you are opting to appear for the exam at the centers, do they charge us the same fee or is it
same fee?
Same
exam fee is same.
Okay.
Sir, post the course also you will be providing a support. Like if I feel like I need more simulation exams, more practice tests.
See, not see, we remain connected on WhatsApp groups. The whole session, people keep on helping each other, right? They share their exam experiences also. The study material I will give you. So if you feel that it is not enough, maybe you can buy some paid material also. Exam practice questions, right? So sometimes some people in my students, they make a subgroup and they share the price of that resource, more exam practice questions. So yes, indirectly, I keep on helping and supporting you. And even after you pass the exam, still you need other courses in future. So we remain connected, inshallah. Any other question, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, what if, for example, we miss by mistake because we are doing job and we have to go sometime to sites. So if we miss one lecture, so we can get how we can cover that session? Is
See,
it
I record every session, and after the session, I upload that recording and make it available for 1 week. So within 1 week, you can watch it again multiple times, and after 1 week, I will remove it. So it's not downloadable, only online you can access. So that covers that part, risk that if by chance, because of some reason you could not watch some part, so you can cover it from the recording.
and what will be the course material? Only the slides we will get, or we will get
Slide
some?
plus book plus exam practice questions.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay, this PMP certification is not for life. It is for 3 years, right? But good thing is that it is renewable without exam. So after passing the exam, you have this title for 3 years. Within these 3 years, if you attend more trainings, you collect 60 PDUs, this certification will be renewed for another 3 years without exam. 60 PDUs means roughly 60 hours of trainings. So for example, I have other courses. Remember, it's not must that you have to attend from me. You can attend from anywhere else, right? So it's not necessary that your PMP trainer has to be same and after that you have to attend from the same trainer. No, maybe you take PMP training from me. After that, you take Primavera training from someone else, Microsoft project training from someone else, Agile training from someone else. So regardless, whoever you attend from, you can use that certificate for this continuity of PMP exam. I am telling my courses. So after PMP, maybe you can do my risk management course. Maybe you can do my Agile certification. Maybe you can do my Primavera course. Maybe you can do my Microsoft project course. Microsoft project course 20 PDUs, Primavera 20 PDUs, ACP 23 PDUs, RMP 30 PDUs. So within next 3 years, any these courses, or even sometimes my PMP students, they come again who have already passed PMP, they come again and attend my PMP training again, just for the sake of renewal, getting 35 PDUs. So in this collection, if you collect 60 PDUs in 3 years, there is no restriction that first year this much, second year, no. Maybe you collect all 60 PDUs in first year or second year or third year or equally distributed, it's up to you. So if you collect in 3 years 60 PDUs, your certification will be renewed for another 3 years without exam. But in case you at the end of third year, you still do not have 60 PDUs, your certification will be suspended for the 4th year. This 4th year is a warning period. Within this 4th year, you can collect the missing PDUs by attending the training. If that 4th year is also passed, then it's discontinued. Then your certification is cancelled. Now, whenever you need it in life again, you need to give the exam again. Any question or confusion?
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yes, please. One by one.
Sir, For this 60 PDUs, we have just to join the training sessions, right?
Yeah. After
And
that, it's not necessary you give the exam or not.
okay, for the training sessions, we have to again come by the proper scenario to fee for the training sessions like that.
Yeah, of course. See, if some trainer is giving you free training, but he is giving you a certificate, that is acceptable. If some trainer, if you come in my trainings in future, of course it will not be free, but it will be discounted as an old student.
Okay, sir. That's what I want. Thank you, sir.
And you're welcome. These trainings have to be after passing the exam. So someone asked on the chat that if I attend PMP training 2 times, so I will have 70 PDUs. No, 35 PDUs were before the exam. Now, if you take another training after the exam, that will be starting from 0 and you will have 35 PDUs. Yes, please. Any other question from anyone?
Yes, sir, I have one question. Let's suppose we are clearing the exam and after that I have already P6 certificate with me. Like I got six months before. So will it be applicable?
After exam. See, you have to take trainings related to project management after the exam. So if you have already Primavera training, do not take Primavera training again. Maybe you can take risk management training. Maybe you can take Microsoft project training. Maybe you can take Six Sigma training, any other training.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, please. Any other question? So this recertification fee, yes, there is again roughly around $90 fee, I think. $60 for the members and $150 for the non-members. So what you can do, first year take the PMI membership, and then after 4th year, again take the PMI membership. Any other question before I go to the next slide?
Sir, the certificate renew for the next 3 year or for
Yes.
lifetime? What?
No, 3 years. Every 3
Sir,
years you have to repeat the same.
Let's suppose after 6 year I want to renew, so I have already the 60 PDUs. So
No.
I need to
Again, take another 60 PDUs. That means you shall continue the learning process related to project management.
So their 60 PDU shall be different from the previous one. Like I take the Primavera and
Different is not
sixth.
must. Different is not must. But if you take new trainings, it will be more knowledge, new knowledge for you. But for any reason, if you do not find any such training or the training is very expensive, no problem. You take PMP training again, Primavera training again, ACP training again. No problem. That is acceptable.
So, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Like we want to take Primavera or MS project classes after clearing the exam for the next 3 years. So you will issue us a certificate regarding that, and we have to upload it to PMI website.
Yeah. Just like your PMP certificate, I will give you a training attendance certificate. You will mention your PDUs in your profile on PMI, and if they ask for the proof, you will have to upload the certificate. Right.
Like the same is Six Sigma. That will be only certification. It has nothing to do with exam. Six Sigma.
Six Sigma also has exam.
Okay, that is a different course with the exam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can double count the PDUs also. For example, I said do your PMP exam. For your PMP exam, you needed as an input 35 PDUs. Similarly, for RMP exam, you need 30 PDUs to apply for the exam. Now, if you take a training, my training or anyone else training on risk management, you can use it for the continuity of 60 PDUs. And you can use the same certificate for the exam application of RMP. So you can double count the PDUs also.
Sir, one question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, how can we verify that, like you are an authenticated person and your certificate is valid for to cover hours? For the other, how can we verify that their certificate is okay for our covering our CPD?
See, there is actually no invalid certificate. Every trainer is authorized to give you the training and it will be considered as PDUs. Right?
I mean, institute have any list, or how can we just
No, there's no list. There is no list. There is one term which you may find and might be confused with that, which is called as ATP. ATP is authorized training partner.
Okay.
Right? I am not ATP. But as I told you, everyone is allowed to give you the training. So if someone is not ATP, like my institute name is Knowledge Square, right? Another institute is, let's say, Alpha, Beta, Gamma. They are non-ATP. They have no link with PMI. They have no registration with PMI. But if you attend a training offered by Knowledge Square, my institute, or Alpha, Beta, Gamma, still it is acceptable by PMI.
So this is the question actually.
Yeah.
That how can we know PMA will accept this? Or maybe there is any chances, or someone you are experienced, they refuses or no?
No. Okay. Let's say for the sake of only argument, I told you, you can trust, or you can say, no, I still have doubt. No problem. Just go on PMI website. Right?
Okay.
Go on their chat support and ask the same question. Same question.
Okay.
That I have a training from some institute which is not ATP, which is not linked with PMI. Can I give exam on this basis? And just share your answer with me. Simple.
Okay.
Right? So I told you how to verify. Any other question, please?
Sir, only to get this 60 PDUs, only the trainings, this certificate is enough, or do we have to qualify in these exams?
No, exam is additional thing. If you do it, yes, you will get additional titles. But for the sake of PDUs required to renew PMP, exam is not required. Like I said, RMP. So if you take training only on risk management and use these PDUs without exam for PMP continuity, yes, it is enough. But if you give exam of RMP and you say I'm RMP certified, of course it has more value. But PMP continuity wise, exam or no exam has no impact. Hamza Chaudhary, you say your screen is blacked out. So is it only for you, or others can see my screen properly or not? Can anyone confirm, please?
It's clear, sir. It's clear.
It's clear.
Yes,
So Hamza, maybe you can just check again. Okay, thank you very much. Any other question from anyone, please?
Yes, sir. Please.
Sir, sir,
Yes, please. One by one. Yes, please.
sir, which
Sir,
type of
can you continue?
One by one. Yes, Rehman, please.
Sir, through which type of training we can earn PDUs? Do you have any
Anything related to project management. Anything related to project management, quality management, it is acceptable. But if you say I learned, I did a training of some machine execution, right? Oh, I learned Python. So these trainings have nothing to do with project management. So there is no list. There is no list, but logical connection should be there. Any other question?
Okay.
Sir, these project management courses like this RMP, Primavera, MS Project, all these exams can be given on the PMI?
No, no. See, PMI has only selected list of certifications like PMP, RMP, ACP, PGMP. They have around 10 certifications. Primavera and Microsoft project has nothing to do with PMI. Right? Okay. So these are independent certifications, and mostly Primavera and Microsoft project, no one gives exams. Only attending the training or acquiring the knowledge is enough. So it's not necessary that these 60 PDUs have to be related to the courses offered by PMI. No. Six Sigma is not from PMI. Still it is acceptable. ITIL is not from PMI. Still it is acceptable. Any other question, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, I have two questions. Number one, sir, for example, now this year I'm doing PMP examination, and for example, I passed it. So next year I want to earn PDUs, and I'm starting training session of RMP. And for example, I give the RMP next year also. So these 30 PDUs will be count on my profile, or this?
Yeah, as I
Okay.
mentioned already, it will be considered double counted. One,
Okay.
for the
Yes.
continuity of PMP also. Second, for the input required in your RMP exam application.
Okay,
Both.
and sir, the same scenario will be applied for the RMP also to earn PDUs.
So related to risk management. So again, it's not some burden on you. Of course, you are here voluntarily, knowing the benefit, importance of PMP. And inshallah, after getting the training, after passing the exam, inshallah, it will open many opportunities for you in your life. So if by force you have to get more trainings, more knowledge, so inshallah, it will bring more barakah for you in your life. Don't be worried or upset about that. Oh, I will have to do so many things. Inshallah, everything will convert into financial benefits, monetary benefits, inshallah. Any
Okay,
other
sir, got
question,
it.
please?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Sir, the certificates which we receive from you, will it be exclusive for PMP or PMI only, or else can I use it or in my future job search, or if anyone is asking?
You
the
can use it
certificate?
anywhere. See, many people, they just write in their CVs, PMP training attended, 5 days, 10 days workshop attended, right? So if they have not given the exam, still, like as we have like 75 minutes remaining today, or maybe 90 minutes remaining today. So you will learn that, yes, we have covered, right now we are just talking about the exam. So another 10-15 minutes we will spend on that. Then we will spend some time on the contents. So inshallah, you will feel that, yes, you have learned something good. So it's not necessary that you will get the benefit only when you give the exam. Even on the basis of attending the training, many people, they get promotions. Of course, not directly that, okay, this is a certificate, we promote you. No, just by applying the knowledge in their work, that whatever they have learned here. I remember many students saying, giving comments like that. Just after 2 days, 3 days of the training, many people, they say, oh, Allah, we wish we had attended this training before. Just last week, I gave an interview and they asked the same question that I learned today. So many feedback remarks like that. So the benefits are not going to start coming in your life only when you pass the exam. No, even with every lecture, inshallah, you will learn many good things which you can use in your interviews, in your meetings, and inshallah, you will get the benefit of that. Any other question, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, sorry, I am asking many questions.
Okay.
Sir, I heard that PMP exam, this will, for example, my degree is now bachelor. So if I pass the PMP exam, it will count as master. Is this
No.
no?
No. It is
Okay.
not equivalent to any degree.
Okay, sir. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Okay. Any other question, please? Okay, some sample PMP questions, just to give you an idea. And this is where now you will start learning some things, some good points, inshallah. So sometimes in the exam, they ask questions in this way, that they ask some statement and then they give 4 options and they say, which one is false option? So similar style question here, that which of the following is not true about obtaining project plan approval? So can you quickly read these 4 options and then tell me what do you think is the right answer?
I think option C.
Okay, can you tell me what is the meaning of option A? I will read it for you. Until you obtain plan approval, you do not need to put changes to it through change control. Can anyone explain me the meaning of this option?
Things are like unless the project is approved or is yet to be begin, you don't have to work on the changes or you don't have to start the project at all.
Okay, this is one way to look at it. Can anyone else explain?
We have given a proposal to our client and we are waiting for his approval. So he have copy of proposal and we also have copy. So we are not going to make change whatever we have.
Is this the meaning of this option or anyone else has a different idea?
Until we have got the approval, sir, we cannot proceed to imply the things on our project or something like that.
Okay, anyone else?
Control document is a document when to make changes when in the approved plan. So until plan or anything is approved by the stakeholders, until that we cannot make any changes. Change control document, I believe.
So all of you are saying that we cannot make changes. So anyone else having a different idea?
We can make changes. I think this part A is not true.
We can make changes.
Yes, I think that change control process, even before the approval, when we are in the submission phase, so it goes through different reviews, project manager or
Review is different thing, right?
Okay.
So okay, let me try to explain here. Until you obtain plan approval, that means this is the stage where we declare it as a approved plan, which is called as baseline plan, right? Before baselining the plan, can we make any changes in it? Yes. Is that change need, or does that change need change request process? No. Why? Because we are working on the draft plan. So in the draft plan, we can make dozens of changes every day. But once it reaches to that stage where we get it approved, after that, any change has to pass through the change control. But before that, we can make any changes. Every day we get more ideas. We keep on changes, making the changes, optimizing the plan. This is the meaning of first option. Any question or confusion on that? Second, change control makes sure that only approved changes can make it into the approved plan. Yes, this is the actually extension of the same concept of point number 1. So point number 1 is also true. Point number 2 is also true. only one person needs to approve the project management plan, and that is the project manager. No, there are many stakeholders. So this is false. Fourth, it is important for the entire team to buy into. What is meant by buy into? Can anyone tell?
Anyone can get involved into this
Involvement, participation, agreement, convincing, ownership. So if the team feels that we are owners of this plan, we were participating in this, making this plan, chances are that the project will be successful. But if you impose a plan from outside on the team, it will be not a good idea. So this is also true. So only one option is false. C is the right answer.
But option A, as you say, we can put changes, but option A say we don't need to put changes. So this option is also not true, false.
And sorry, you mentioned both points related to, you said option A and option A again. In option A, we say, yes, we can make changes, and where else we said we can make changes?
In option A, this is also not true. This is also false.
Why? What is the reason behind that?
Because in option A, you have told us we can make changes because it is baseline of the plan of the
No,
project.
I said before making the baseline.
Okay.
Until you obtain plan approval, that means, let's say today is 7th of July. Today we have taken an approval. Now, on 8th of July, if we make any change, can we make it without raising a change request? Yes or no?
No.
No. But on 6th of July, if we are making any change, do we need to raise a change request?
No.
No. This is the meaning of option A. So now what do you think? Is it true or false?
True.
True. This is how we understand it. Right?
Yeah, right.
Another very important concept. We have to construct a wall in 10 days and 1000 Real is the budget. At the end of 4th day, we have completed 20% and we have spent 300 Reals. Assuming linear planning, linear means equally distributed across the time scale. What can we report about the project?
Number D, point number D.
Option B.
Point number D.
Okay, first option B, second option. Okay, at least I think no one is with option A and no one is with option C. Or is there anyone who says I am with option A or C? No. Okay, who said option B, second option? Can you please explain your answer?
So at a rate of 1 day, 100 Real.
Right.
And since the scenario is 4 days and we have completed 20% of the work and we have spent only 300 Reals.
Okay.
So we are behind the schedule, but we are saving the money.
Okay, how much was the total budget? 1000.
1000.
How much was the total duration? 10 days.
10 days.
How much budget we have spent? 40%. Sorry, 30%. 30% budget we have spent in how much time? 40% time. 4 days have passed. So 40% time has passed. 30% budget we have spent. So if we compare like this, that we have spent only 30% budget in 40% time, it looks like, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, just I am showing you how to look at the things from different angle. It looks like it's saving money. But if we compare it, that how much work we have completed? 20%.
Yeah. And we have spent more than that.
30% budget spent on 20% of work, it looks like overspending.
Yeah.
Behind schedule.
30, yes, behind schedule, that everyone agrees. 20% work done in 40% time, so it is behind. So no one is with ahead of schedule.
Exactly.
Right? So 30% budget spent in 40% time leads you to think it's saving, but 30% budget spent on 20% work leads you to think it's overspending. So what do you think? Which one is more logical comparison?
D.
Overspending.
Option D.
Overspending. That is the right answer. So remember, the spending should be compared against accomplishment, not against how much time has passed. Any question or confusion, please? And that is extremely important topic. And can anyone tell me the name of this topic or subject? Of course, we are discussing project management, but under project management, what is the exact name of this area subject?
So project budget is more important than the
this is known
project
as quantity
delivery on the time.
First, let me ask the question, then I will address your question. Yes, what is the name of this subject that we have just looked at?
Quantity survey.
No.
Project planning.
Project planning.
Of course, we are discussing project. This is not planning
Project
only.
control. Project control.
It is project control, but under that we have earned value management or earned value analysis. This is called as earned value analysis. This is related to that. Okay, now coming to your question that from this comparison, do you think I said cost is more important than time? This was your question, right?
Yeah, right.
So what about others? Do you also feel that I was telling that time cost is more important than time, or no?
No, sir.
No. I've not said anything like that. I just said time wise we did a different comparison and we arrived at a conclusion that we are behind schedule. Right? And how we did that? That in 40% time we have done 20% work. And by comparing this, we said we are behind schedule. For the cost, I said in 40% time, we have spent 30%. This is a wrong comparison. The right comparison is we have spent 30% of the budget on 20% of the work. This is the right comparison. And on the basis of this comparison, we can say we are overspending. So we used different comparisons to arrive at the time-wise how we are going on. We said we are behind. And cost-wise how we are going on, we said we are overspending. So I am not saying at all time is less important or cost is more important. Is this clear?
Okay.
Clear.
And okay, as you have touched that topic, so quickly address that also. Now, what is your opinion? Time is more important or cost is more important?
Time is more important.
So time is more important because if we lose time, we can spend more money. So that's why time is more important, I think.
So time and money both are important since if you don't have any cash flows.
Maybe depends on the project type.
Yeah, we cannot say in the whole world, all the projects, time is more important or cost is more important. So we can say, yes, it depends upon the stakeholders. Sometimes we have tight deadlines. Let's say we are making a stadium for Olympic Games. right? So what do you think? Time is more important or cost is more important?
Time.
Time is more important. And now if you compare it with Riyadh Metro project, time is more important or cost is more important?
Cost is more important.
So on time wise, do we have any very hard deadline?
No, we don't have a deadline.
So you may remember it when it started actually, maybe 10 years already passed. I remember people from Riyadh. I remember I gave an interview in 2011 for Riyadh Metro project for Primavera position, right? So roughly 12 years ago. And the groundwork started in 2014. And it was supposed to finish maybe in 2020, then 21, 22. Every year it is getting extensions. So some projects time is more important. Some projects cost is more important. Some projects quality and scope is more important. So we cannot generalize this. Case to case, stakeholders will determine these things. Okay, next another important concept. You are a PM for a railroad construction project. Your sponsor has asked you for a forecast for the cost of project completion. The project now, when we say forecast, can anyone tell me what is meant by forecast? Or let me make it more easy for you. What is the difference between plan and forecast? Anyone, please.
Forecast is what in the future, what the project is planned for. We are just guessing for that one based on the facts, based on the probabilities. But the other one you asked about what?
Difference between plan and forecast.
Plan is according to your requirements, specifications, and designs you have planned in the resources and the cost and the time wise you have planned according to your resources. So that is plan that we have.
Can you tell me in this previous example we just discussed, how much is the cost related plan, the number amount, and how much is the cost related forecast amount? Please tell me the numbers. Plan and forecast.
Sorry, I cannot get your question again, please.
In this situation, can you tell me how much is the cost related plan amount?
Plan, yeah, plan amount is here shown as 1,000 Saudi Riyal.
Okay, 1,000 is the plan. Cost related plan. Of course, we can have time related plan, quality related plan. Here we are just discussing cost related plan 1,000. Can you tell me how much is the cost related forecast here in this situation?
10%.
Yeah.
400 Riyal.
1,500 Riyal. Because 20% work is completed with 300.
How much? How much you said?
1,500.
1,500 or 500?
1,500.
1,500. Yes, this is right. So 1,400 is the forecast. Now it should be easy for you to understand the difference between plan and forecast. Now, can anyone tell me exactly what is the difference?
That is the actual one. What we have.
Plan is before execution, what we agreed on. And forecast is during execution, after considering the surprises we have came across, right? Then we said what it looks like now this project will consume how much. Is it clear for everyone? That as we are overspending, now it looks like that this project will take 1,500 instead of 1,000. So again, it is for the future, but considering the bad or good performance so far. So similarly, in this example, now we said your sponsor is asking for the forecast because he is worried. He has to arrange the funding. He has to arrange every single real or dollar required for the project. The project has a total budget of 80,000 and CPF 0.95. Very important number. Maybe the most important KPI. KPI. Just in 5-10 minutes, we will take a 5 minutes break, and then we will continue as we have more interesting topics coming after that, inshallah, about the course contents. CPI is the most important KPI for the PM. Can anyone tell me what is KPI? Very famous term. Quickly, please.
Key performance index.
Key performance indicator. So this is the most important KPI for the project management. CPI is cost performance index. Cost performance index. It tells you spending efficiency. This is the topic of Mudir Kabir, senior management. How you are spending your budget. So when we say spending efficiency 0.95, that means 95% efficiency, slightly less than 100%. Not very bad, but still we are not going as per budget. We are overspending, slightly overspending. Easiest example to understand, let's say this pen, stylus, right? So this pen was budgeted for, let's say in the budget, $95. In the plan, we said during execution, we will go into the market and we will buy this pen in $95. But during execution, we actually went to the market and we were able to buy it in $100. So our spending efficiency is 0.95. We are overspending $5. Any question or confusion on that? I hope straightforward example. Now the budget is 80,000. We have already spent 25,000. So what do you think? What do you expect? How much more money is required to complete this project? Very easy question. Come again, please.
59,200.
59,000. And remember, there is a formula also. We can apply the formula also, but somewhere in the exam, very important tip for the exam, that even in the exam, there could be such situations where you feel that selecting the right answer is more difficult than finding 3 wrong answers. This technique is very useful technique. It is called as elimination technique. If you cannot directly reach to the right answer, select 3 wrong answers. Whatever is remaining, blindly select that. So although we have calculation to select the right answer, but easier is to select 3 wrong answers. How? Total budget is 80,000, 25,000 we have already spent, not at a very bad rate. So whatever is left should be less than 80,000. So only one value is less than 80,000. A is the right answer. Last question. Sometimes they ask question in this way also. But remember, in the last 2-3 years now, calculations related questions are not coming in the exam. So maybe for some of you, it's a good news. For some of you, it could be a bad news. Last 2-3 years, questions related to calculations or numericals are not coming in the exam. That could be a good news for many of you. So, but still, conceptually, it is very important question topic. Let's say you have 9 activities in a project, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Their durations are given 5 days, 6, 4, 3, like this. Predecessors mean prerequisite. What comes before? So A has no predecessor, B has no predecessor, C will be done after A is finished, D after A, E after A, F after E, G after both D and F when are both finished, then we can start. H after B and C, G, I after G and H. So what do you think? How much should be the project duration? Any idea, please?
$26 days.
26 days. Okay, anyone else? Yes, actually, your question, your answer is right. It's 26 days. But how to calculate it? There is a detailed topic, and that topic is called as critical path method. So what we
Yes,
do
sir. Yes,
actually, we make a network diagram that how many paths are there. There are 4 paths here: A, B, C, A, D, G, I, A, E, F, G, I, A, C, H, I, and B, H, I. And then the longest path is project duration, that is called as the critical path. Just 2-3 cartoons, and then we will take a short break of 5 minutes. Very interesting. And you may agree with me that yes, this is a very common behavior on the projects. When a deadline comes too close, this is how a project is completed. So people start very nicely, but in the middle, they lose the interest. And then towards the end, they just say, okay, this is in the scope. Just make sure it is there, even in the ugliest form, just for the sake of delivery, just deliver it and get rid of this project. So this is a common behavior on the projects. She's asking why you have only 40% of an umbrella. Is a chance of rain is only 40%. So this is related to risk management. An interesting topic, but we will discuss it in more detail later on, inshallah. Who are we? Clients. What do we want? We don't know. Very common. When do we want it? Now. So they're not clear about the requirements, they're not clear about the scope, but they're clear about the time. Last one, some person already jumped from the plane, and now there is an announcement. Okay, there is a small change. A red bag has the sandwiches and green bag is your parachute. So too late to inform about this change, major change. So change management and communication management, both are extremely important, but somehow we do not respect these on our project. So now we will take a short break of 5 minutes. After that, we will resume. Interesting topics coming. What are the course contents? What is scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder integration management. So let's take a 5 minutes break. After that, inshallah, we will resume. You do not need to exit from the meeting. Just keep joining, and after 5 minutes, I will resume, inshallah. Okay, let's resume now. So up till this point, I showed you what is the application process, exam format, application fee, audit process, renewal fee, renewal process, everything. And then some sample questions. Now I will spend the remaining time on the course contents, right? So within that, also you will learn some good concepts, inshallah, and you will get an idea about what we are going to cover in the full course. So project management, what is project management? It's application of skills and methodologies that allow us to deliver the project on time, within budget, and to the specification. Time means schedule, budget means the cost, and the specification means scope. So we try to deliver on time or closest possible to the deadline, on budget or within budget, with some saving if possible, but ideally with zero overspending. That is our objective, but sometimes it is not achieved, but at least closest possible to that. And specification means the deliverables, the scope. Projects are always temporary. They have some objectives to meet. Progressively elaborated. Progressive means step by step, incremental. Elaborated means more information becomes available as we proceed. Why we do the projects? Now there are two perspectives, customer side and contractor side. For example, if I ask you, anyone in this room, meeting room, anyone who is working on the customer side, can anyone tell me that I am working on customer side and this is the name of the company?
Myself, sir, I am working on customer projects.
No, customer projects as an employee of the customer, or customer projects as a contractor employee?
Identifying customer pain points and providing the solution to them.
But you are employee of the customer or contractor?
Contractor.
You are contractor. Anyone who is, or okay, what is the name of your customer company?
Network solutions.
Network Solutions.
Yes.
From the name itself, it looks like they are a contractor.
Yeah.
I'm asking customer. Name of the customer company.
You can say the word client.
Yeah, client. Name of the client. Let's say people from Saudi Arabia, let's say you are working on STC side. You are an employee of STC. STC is the customer. Or let's say you are working as an employee of a hospital. Right? So if you are working as an employee of STC or hospital, Kingdom Hospital or King Fahd Hospital or university or Saudi Airline, that means you are working, or you are working for SABIC, for Aramco, for Royal Commission. Then you are working on the customer side as an employee of the customer. Contractor, these are the solution providers. They offer their services. They offer their resources. They offer their technologies. Right? They offer their expertise to the customer to help the customers to complete their projects. And what is their motive behind? They are not doing anything for charity. They charge against their services, and this is how they earn the profit. So within the life of the project, within the duration of the project, so let's say the project starts in July, or let's say January 2022, and it finishes in June 23. So during these 18 months, who was earning and who was spending? Very easy question. Can you tell me the answer?
Contractor is earning and customer is spending.
Contractor is earning, customer is spending. So now very easy to understand that what is the motive of the contractor to work on the projects, to earn profit, earn money. This is how they earn their revenues. So during the life of the project, customer is spending contractors are earning. Once the project is finished, then what happens? They produce something. And what they produce, maybe it's a product which they can sell, which they can rent. Maybe it's a service which they can offer, or maybe it's a result, any finding, any research, right? So let's say they made something new, a shopping mall. So during these 18 months, they made a shopping mall. After June 23, it is ready. So what they will do, what customer will do, they will start renting it. So it will become operational. So projects and operations, what is the relationship? That when we produce something out of the projects, and when we start using those products, it becomes operations. So from the operations, who is earning? Customer is getting back the benefit. So customer is the one who decides to start the project. And what is the reason? These are the reasons. Sometimes to grab some opportunity, Hajj season, Umrah season, Olympics, football, World Cup. These are opportunities. Many companies, they launch new products to get back to gain benefit of the market demand, capacity building, increasing the volume you can handle, technology change, 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G. With the change in technology, you have to upgrade your products. When you upgrade your products, you survive. If you do not upgrade your products, you disappear. Very easy example. One of my biggest client in Saudi Arabia, my favorite client, Nokia.
Nokia.
Right? So Nokia, if you remember, they were #1 around in 2005 or around. #1 in cell phone. But when it converted, the technology changed towards smartphone, somehow they could not retain their #1 position. So when technology changes, it gives opportunities to new companies to come in. Right? Huawei was nowhere at that time. Oppo was nowhere at that time. But now you see Huawei and Oppo, they are somewhere in the prominent positions now, in top 10 at least. Nokia is nowhere. So upgrading your products is also an example of a project. Sometimes you have to do projects just to comply with the regulation. Now, there are two similar terms, standard and regulation. Standards are best practices. If you comply with the standards, it's optional for you. If you do not comply with the standards, fine. Still, you are allowed to do business, provided if you can sell to your customer. But regulations, you like it or you do not like it, you must comply with the regulations. They are from the governing bodies. These are 10 chapters of the book of PMP. These are 10 chapters in the course of PMP. Right? Now, some people consider another topic as 11th topic. 11th topic, so don't be confused about that. I will explain it to you. That is related to agile. Right? In the book, agile is explained in parts within these chapters itself. In these 10 chapters. Right? So if you want, you can consider it as 11th chapter also, separate topic also, or if you look at it in this way that, okay, agile is already implicitly part of these 10 chapters. So this is your course content. Right now, within few minutes on each topic, I will just explain what is done in each topic. But later on in the full course, these are the 10 chapters that we are going to cover, or 11 topics. And on average, we will spend 2-3 hours on each chapter. This is how our course is structured. And these 10 chapters are going to come in the exam, implicitly agile. And within these 10 chapters, you will be tested on the topics or questions related to three things that I already told you: people, process, and business. Very easy to understand. Where do you see anywhere people here? Can anyone tell me where are people here? Out of these 10?
Resources.
Resources.
In resources. Do you see anywhere else?
Communication.
Anything anywhere else?
Stakeholder.
Stakeholder. So people are coming in stakeholder also. People are coming in resources also. So, and processes are coming in all 10. All 10 are having processes. So if you now recall my result related explanation that result will come in people, process, and business, that does not mean that we have to study these three topics separately. No. Within these 10 topics, people also covered, process also covered, business also covered. Business is coming in cost management also. Business is coming in integration management also. So within these 10 topics, we will cover the whole PMP. Any quick question or confusion so far, please feel free to ask. Okay. Now, if you notice in all these 10 topics, project is coming in all 10 topics. Project scope management, project schedule management, project cost management. So if we just ignore the common words, it is scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder, and integration. Let's start discussing one by one. When we say scope, now some people use word scope, some people use word requirements. Right? Just give me a second, please. Hi, sorry, it was disconnected. I am back now. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So I was explaining you that some people use word scope, some people use word requirements, and some people use word deliverables. Right? So can anyone tell me what is the difference between these three?
Scope is basically the boundaries of the project. Like you have some points and you have to just adhere by them, and then you have requirements that you should fulfill these requirements to complete the scope. And deliverables out of the scope, what will be the deliverables? Means what you will achieve basically.
So what comes first? Requirements come before scope, or scope comes before requirements?
I think scope. First scope.
The requirement, scope, and then deliverables.
Scope is the first thing, I believe, because this is what that contractor has to complete or accomplish for that project, as what he has to construct. or he has to build is the scope of that project. And after that, according to that scope, there are some requirements for the specification requirements and for the client requirements that he has to fulfill. And then later on the deliverables at the end, how he will go and towards commissioning that project, he will deliver that one in order to final product as a final product to run that one.
Right. So requirements, they are basically the problems. Why we need this project? Why we need to do this project? So requirements are the problems, objectives, pain areas that why we need to do this project, and scope is the solution that how and what we will deliver in order to address these requirements. So scope and deliverables, you can say these are one and same thing. Requirements are the problems, and this requirement is not resource requirements. So do not mix these things. Resource requirement is a different thing. So requirements are the problems here. So what we identify first? Problem, of course. Then we identify the solution, or we propose the solution, or we think about the solution. So scope is the solution part and requirements is the problem part. So when we say what comes to the contractor, so what do you think? Customer explains the scope to the contractor, or they explain requirements to the contractor?
Requirements though.
No, they tell the scope or the deliverables, you can say.
Sometimes the customer tells the scope to the contractor. Sometimes the customer tells the requirements to the contractor. Very easy example. Let's say a customer walks into pharmacy, right? And he goes to the salesman and he says, I'm having headache and fever. Please give me something. So what he is explaining? Is he explaining requirements or scope? Requirements. So the other person, salesman, he says, sir, I suggest you take Panadol and sleep for some time. So what he is offering? Scope. Customer says, okay, give me. Customer agreed and he says, okay, this is your money, give me. So in this example, customer is explaining the requirements to the contractor. Sometimes the customer, he knows his style, his needs, his problems, his solutions, and he says, okay, I'm having fever and I'm having headache. He goes to the pharmacy and he says, give me Panadol. Now he's explaining requirements or scope? Scope. Why? Because he's already experienced enough that what is the solution of my problems. So in this example, he is explaining the scope to the contractor. And the previous example, he was explaining the requirements to the contractor. So practically in market also, in your real life projects also, sometimes customer will explain the scope, sometimes the customer will explain the requirements. And how he explains the requirements, how the contractor receives the scope or requirements, we have very famous term RFP or tender document, request for proposal, or tender documents or bid documents. These are basically your documents which you receive from the customer, which explains either the requirements or scope. Any quick question or confusion so far, please?
Here, where comes the deliverable? Delivery, the third one.
Deliverable could be, now Panadol is a deliverable. Panadol is the scope also. So in one case, the customer is saying, give me Panadol, deliver me Panadol. The Panadol is a deliverable. Right? Is it clear?
Okay.
Or in another example, customer is saying, I am having headache, I am having fever. What solution you have? What you can suggest me? The other person says, sir, I suggest you take Panadol. So after analyzing the requirements of the customer, contractor is suggesting that this is the scope we can give you. Right? So when in the RFP, customer is explaining the requirements to the contractor, contractor is going to offer the solution, scope. So company to company, maybe the solving of the problem could be different in different ways, different styles. So this is how you do it. So again, as I told you right now, we will just keep it to minimum discussion. Later on, we will spend many hours on each topic, inshallah. So RFP, request for proposal, scope and requirement we have discussed. One more term is WBS. WBS is work breakdown structure. Can anyone tell me what is purpose of WBS?
To split the work into multiple.
Sorry?
Processes. To split some work into multiple processes.
To decompose the scope of the project into smaller manageable pieces just to make it simpler. That is the purpose. The big size project we can decompose. For example, here we said project management is a huge subject. So we said, okay, do not worry. We have split it into 10 chapters. If you cover these 10 chapters, your PMP will be done. Now, within these 10 chapters, we say one chapter is scope management. We say scope management itself is a huge topic. Okay, no problem. We further decompose it into 6 parts. These are called as processes. So project management decomposed into first level 10 parts. Then next level again 6 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts like this. So the purpose is decomposing so that it becomes easier to understand. So remember, in scope management, we focus on what is to be produced or delivered. So we detail this question, what? In schedule management, we say how very easily just in 2 words, what and how. Scope management focuses on what is to be produced. So we detail the end result. This will be the end result. Schedule management, we focus on how it will be produced. So when we say how, we define activities. Now, one easy question here, confusion. What is the difference between activities and tasks? Can anyone tell me?
I think they are same, but milestones are different.
Milestone is a different thing.
Sir, task is a huge place to which we have to achieve, and activities are the small things which we have done on hourly basis, on daily basis to achieve that task.
Anyone else? Yes, please.
The tasks are nothing but the activities which are assigned.
Sorry. Okay. May I continue?
Yeah, sure.
The tasks are the work or the activities that needs to be done, the work itself. But the activities that parameters that involves to execute that works also involve the activities in order to execute that work. I believe so.
Sir, for me, I would say that let's take an example that we have to fix a light. And to fix a light, it is a task. And what activities we will do to fix the light? Let's say we will first clean the light, then we will remove the cover, then we will replace the bulb. So these are the activities to finish that task, particular task.
Right. Anyone has used Primavera in this session? Anyone?
So the lowest part of any project is known as activity, and with the composition of activities, we have finished the task. As
Okay,
per
anyone,
Primavera.
okay, you used Primavera?
Yes, yes, sir.
In Primavera, do you have activities? Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah, we have.
Do you have tasks? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You have tasks?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
No, we have activities. We do not have tasks.
You do not have tasks.
Yes.
Okay. Has anyone used Microsoft Project in this session? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have activities in Microsoft Project?
Yes, I think.
Think or sure?
For task is there. No, I think.
Do you have tasks in Microsoft Project?
Yes. Yes, we
Right.
have.
So very easy. Both are same. It's just a terminology difference. Microsoft Project, they do not have activities. Primavera, they do not have tasks. Both are using different terms for the same concept. Microsoft Project is using a task concept. Primavera is using activities concept. Both are same, both are assignable, both have time estimate, both have relationships, both have cost estimates, both have resources assigned. They are identical concepts, nothing difference. PMP using term activities, but in the exam they can use term task also. So both are equal. So activities or tasks we define, then we sequence activities. There are 4 types of relationships: finish to start, start to start, start to finish, and finish to finish. Then we estimate activity duration. Then we develop the schedule where we find the longest path, critical path, and this is what we do in schedule management. Then cost management. In cost management, we have resources assuming are already assigned estimated on the activities and the resource management chapter. So we have, or let me put it in this way. Can you tell me how many types of resources are there?
Personnel.
Okay, manpower.
And machines, equipment.
Machines or equipment, yes. Second type. Third.
Tools.
Tools and machine and
Materials.
equipment are same. Material.
Material.
So these are the 3 types of resources. All 3 types have per unit rates. Rental basis or unit basis, right? Cement, this much per kg. Steel, this much per ton. Inspector, this much per hour per day. Driver, this much per month. So every type of resource has per unit rate. So it becomes a multiplication, and we do the activity cost estimation, and then we do the budgeting and reserve analysis for the risks. Then we have quality management. Quality management we will discuss in detail later on, but right now I will just focus on 2 terms, QA and QC. Quality assurance and quality control. Right? Quality assurance and quality control. Can anyone tell me exactly what is the difference between these two?
Mainly QA is the process based, and QC is the implementation part, the product based.
What comes first?
First,
QA comes first, sir, because
process has to be.
yes, they stable the requirements, the documentation work for the project, and QC comes on the implementation phase.
So QA comes first and then QC, or QC comes first and then QA?
QA comes first, sir.
QA first.
I think QC comes first.
By first, if you mean like in the beginning of the project, I think QA, because the quality project PQP and everything, it has to be developed. The processes has to be developed, but
Making of documentation like ITPs, like method statements, like that, QA comes first in project.
When
Yeah,
inconsistent,
quality
QC
plan,
will come.
the part quality
Q is
plan.
a preventive measures and QC is a preventive measures.
Very easy example to understand. Let's say you go to any mall, any electronic section. You must have noticed very small thing that on every box there is a small sticker that says QC passed or QC checked or QC stamped. Have you noticed this? Very easy.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Have you ever seen any box on which it's written as QC failed? Ever?
No.
No. So does that mean whatever that manufacturing company have they have produced, it always passes QC? Or there must be some part of the production which fails QC. Where is that? Where is that?
Which fails QC will not come to the market, sir.
Will not come to the market. So that means there is a check before delivering to the market that is it presentable to the customer or not. That is done by the QC. If it fails, it is either discarded or fixed and then checked again. So that means when the product, any item, it may have 3 stages. Before making it, during making it, and after making it. So where will the QC come? Before or during or after?
After and during sometimes, but normally after.
QC, after. So QC role is to find what? Defects.
Defects.
In what?
Products.
Work, done work.
Or deliverables, or done work, or product. So QC is to find the defects in the deliverables. Now, what is the purpose of QA?
To make sure the
QA purpose is that to make sure that the deliverables, whatever has been
preventive. QA
delivered
is
are
preventive.
according to the standard. Yeah.
Avoid. Right? So QA will come before and QA will come during. This is how QA and QC are related. Sometimes there are different teams, different persons. Sometimes there are same teams, same people who are actually performing this. Is it clear? Everyone is clear on that?
Yes.
So this is done in quality management, resource management. So as I told you, resource management, there are 3 types of resources: manpower, machine, and material. And here you see somewhere we use term resource, somewhere we use term team. Team is used where? For the manpower. So there are some processes which are only for the manpower. So team development, appraisals, motivation, demotivation. But some processes are for all 3 types of resources. So this is why somewhere we use term resource, somewhere we use term team only. Communication management. As we are working on the projects, we may have to share some information with each other, which is done by the stakeholders. Who is the stakeholder? Anyone who can anyone tell me what is a stakeholder?
all user of the project.
Anyone who can positively or negatively affect the project or get affected by the project. He is a stakeholder. Right? So different stakeholders, they need different information in different times, in different format, in different frequency. For example, some people need how much was spent in this month and how much is needed next month. So monthly report. Some people need how many people are on time today, how many people are late or absent today. Some people need that how many incidents, safety related incidents they happened today. So different stakeholders need different information in different frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, in different format. Some people say that they say just send me a message on WhatsApp. Some people they say no, give me a written report in my office every week. So different information, different frequency, different format, that comes under communication management. Risk management. Now, I'm in Lahore these days, so it's heavy raining everywhere in Pakistan. So if I say it is raining right now, it is raining, and because of rain, there is no power, and power failure. Is it a risk, yes or no? What do you think? Is it an example of a risk?
Which one, the raining part or the power failure?
Both combined.
Somehow we can say yes.
Both are risks. Both
Risk
are
is
risks.
not associated to this.
See, if I say it is raining already, so it's not a risk. Risk is always in future. Keep in mind. If I say tomorrow, or let's say on 13th of July, we have first class. So just to remind you, inshallah, we have first class on 13th of July. On 13th of July, is it possible that there might be heavy rain, and due to that there is power failure, and we have to postpone the class? Possible or not?
Possible.
Possible. So this is already happened. This is an example of an issue or problem, not a risk. Risk is always for future. So if I say in future, it is possible that because of heavy rain, we have power failure and we will have to postpone the class, this is a risk. So this is what we do in this process, identify the risks. That what can happen in our project. So can you give me 3, 4, 5 examples of risk from real life projects? Anyone, please?
Like in procurement processes, we have delays from maybe
So
from design team.
remember, we have to present it in style of future. That because of approval in from procurement, we may not start. We may not be able to start the project on time. Now this will be an example of a risk. But if you say because of the delays in the approval from the procurement side, we already have a delay of 2 months.
Issue.
This is an issue. This is not a risk. So if you foresee something, then it's a risk. If you experience something, that is an issue. So this is one example. Okay. So let's say we have this example that because of heavy rain on 13th of July, we may have to cancel the class. Possible? Yes, possible. Now, if I ask you how much are the chances, if I give you 5 options, I'm asking about the probability. If I give you 5 options, very high chances or medium or low or very low. So for this particular risk, what will be your selection, that what are the chances of this risk to happen actually on 13th of July? So what you will select?
We can check the weather forecast and accordingly.
Just select any value.
Let's say high.
High, okay. Because every day there is a rain in my area at least. Okay, so let's say we will say high risk, high chances, high probability. Now, if I say if it happens, how big will be the impact? Again, 5 options: very high, high, medium, low, or very low. Now, what you will select?
High or very high.
We will select medium or low because you are saying it is normally it is raining. So we have.
No, I'm asking impact.
Power failure
If
is a
we
high.
have to
Impact will be very
cancel,
high.
and if we have to cancel the class and reschedule for one day, right? Although it's a Zoom-based class, but maybe for some of you it has zero impact. For some of you, maybe you have another session starting next day, or you have an office assignment. Maybe you have flight next day. So maybe for some of you it could be very high impact. So let's say we go for high impact, high probability and high impact. So what we have done qualitative analysis. This is called as qualitative analysis. And quantitative analysis means when we convert it to numbers. For example, we say 30% chances that procurement will delay the approval, and because of that, the market prices may go up and we may have an impact of $14,000. Now we are expressing the same risk, probability, and impact in numbers. This is called as quantitative risk analysis. Then we have planned risk responses. If you see around in your offices, in the buildings, you see fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, alarms, sprinklers. These are examples of risk responses. Then we have procurement management, outsourcing. When the customer side people, they involve contractor side people in their work. Why they involve? Sometimes just to arrange the resources. Resources are of 3 types: manpower, machine, material. So we need resources, or sometimes outsourcing the scope. So all these things come under procurement management. Stakeholder management, anyone who can positively or negatively impact the project or get impacted by the project, they are stakeholders. We have to identify, we have to classify, we have to treat them accordingly. So this all comes under stakeholder management. Integration management means everything is correlated, everything is integrated. So when you have change in one area, it may have impact in other areas. If you increase the scope, maybe the time and cost will also increase. So this is the concept of integration management. These are process groups. Same 10 knowledge areas are regrouped in this way, or the processes are regrouped in this way. We initiate a project. After that, we do planning. Planning means time-related planning, cost-related planning, risk-related, quality-related, stakeholder. Everything is planned for all the 10 chapters. After when we have a complete plan, we present to the top management or the stakeholders. They give us some feedback. We revise the plans. So after some iterations, we agree on a version of a plan which is called as a baseline plan. When we have a baseline plan approved, we start execution. And when we start execution, we start monitoring and controlling also. That are the things going as per plan or not? If the things are going as per plan, wonderful. If things are not going as per plan, then we may have to replan. Or in another wording, the difference between plan and actuals, that is called as variance, right? If there is a variance, if there is zero variance, we say very good, things are going perfect as per plan. If there is a variance and small variance, we say okay, no problem, maafi mushkil, Allah kareem inshallah. But if there is a variance more than a certain value, and that certain value is determined by the stakeholders, that how much variance in terms of overspending is last limit, how much delay in terms of time is last limit, that last limit is called as threshold values. So if variance is more than the threshold values, we need to replan, or we call it as recovery planning.
Mitigation.
Right. So this cycle continues. When we complete the deliverables, we move to closing processes. So this is how we continue in that. And last slide, that we generally people think that plan means only schedule, list of activities, resources assigned, start date, finish dates. No, when we say plan, and assuming we are talking about a big size project, plan has components from all the knowledge areas, scope related, time related, cost, risk, quality, everything. So these are 18 parts of the project management plan. They are collectively called as plan. So we have total 10 knowledge areas, 5 process groups: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. And within that, we have total 49 processes. This is what we are going to discuss in the full course, inshallah. Once again, this is the schedule. That's it from my side. If anyone wants to leave, no problem. As I told you, this is my WhatsApp number. Tomorrow, just send me a message. I will share the recording, inshallah, and the slides also. And for the full course, if you want to register, inshallah, it is starting from 13th of July. And as I told you, after July, maybe my next course could be in November or December, inshallah. Any question or confusion from anyone, please feel free to ask me. Anyone wants to leave, no problem. Thank you very much. See you again in future, inshallah. Anyone having any question, please.
Sir, I have one question. There's two persons the same experience. One do master in project management, and other do certification in PMP. So based on your experience, organization prefer which one, master degree holder or the PMP?
I personally say, or we cannot say, or we shall not say which organization will select. I will say generally who is better. Right?
Yes.
I personally think PMP is doable in 3 months. Masters will take you 18 to 24 months. Still, PMP is much more better than masters.
Okay, sir. The second thing, sir, please share the book name so that I want to buy in hard form.
If you want, you can buy Rita 11, right? That is the book, right? Otherwise, I will give you in soft copy.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I have two questions. One is, do you provide invoice to submit it to the company? And
right. Okay. Second question.
Yeah, second question is, the moment we register with you, I mean, we pay the fee. We pay the fee with you. You will provide us the the soft copy of the soft copy of this contents, right?
Soft copy I will share during the session, right? On the WhatsApp group, I will keep sharing with the lectures, the books, the slides, everything that will be shared. So that is not on this basis that whoever will submit the fee and then I will start sharing. No, everyone will get after first day of the lecture. And what
Okay,
was your previous question? Invoice. Invoice,
yes.
see, if you pay to me in Pakistan, right, I will
Okay.
not charge you VAT,
Okay.
right? So in that case, if I give you invoice, you present to your company in Saudi Arabia, they may have objection on that.
Okay.
They may not reimburse to you. So for those people who are paying from their own pocket, I suggest transfer to my Pakistani account, and you do not need any invoice. But if you want to get it reimbursed in Saudi Arabia, then I will share a Saudi account with you, that is institute account, that will be, as you see in my flyers also, that if you pay in Pakistan 750 riyal, if you pay in Saudi Arabia 900 riyal. So that 150 riyal is for VAT and kafil charges, right? So that company, that institute which is registered inside Saudi Arabia, they will issue you VAT invoice. I will give you VAT invoice. That VAT invoice you can give to your company, and they will reimburse, and that 150 riyal or whatever is on 750, that 15% will be actually submitted to the government.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Sir, as a civil engineer, I'm working in UAE. So what will be the impact of PMP on my career? How I can boost with PMP?
See, again, in short answer, you must do it, right? Long answer, if you are not confused, still not clear, go and search jobs in your area, in your field, even if you are on job right now. Just search the jobs. If you see in many jobs PMP is required, then don't waste any time on that. Do it as early as possible. If you see maybe 5 out of 100 jobs are asking for PMP or equivalent certification, then maybe you still have some years to live without PMP. Right? That is one possible answer. Any other question, please?
Sir, thank you.
So kindly share your Pakistan and Saudi Arabian account number so we can.
Yeah, please send me a WhatsApp message. I will share with you.
Sure.
Sir, two questions from my side, sir.
Yeah.
First one is regarding the certificate. So when we get the final certificates, will it be from the institute, sir? Like the one which
When you say final certificate, that means after passing PMP exam?
No. The certificates after the course.
After the course. That, yes, from the institute. Our institute. Yeah.
Okay. And second thing is, sir, in the sample questions, you mentioned, we discussed about CPIs and EVS and all those terminologies. So in this course, sir, we will be covering base or touching base of on those elements as well.
In detail, inshallah.
Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Sir, I'm now in Saudi Arabia. If I send you money to Pakistani account and I place my address for the receiving of certificate, Pakistani address.
Just before that, sorry, Asif, yes, your message is right. Yes, there is a typing mistake, I think, in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. These are not actually 23rd July, 24th, 25th. They are maybe 27, 28, 29. Yes, you are right. So just a small mistake in the schedule here. Yes, sir. Sorry, you were saying something. Please.
Sir, I was asking to, I'm now in Saudi Arabia. If I send the fees to your Pakistani account, and if I place my address for the receiving of certificate, Pakistani address, so I can send the money from here without VAT or including VAT?
See, my fees is totally different. It has nothing to do with the PMP exam fee, right? So my training fee you can send directly, or you can send through some Pakistani friend or relative, whatever you like. For PMI account, that has nothing to do with me, right? My training certificate you will get on soft copy on WhatsApp. So that is different. PMP exam certificate, that will be on your postal address. So that address, if you keep for Pakistan, then it will be without VAT. But if you keep Saudi address and Saudi profile, then it will charge you 15% VAT on every transaction. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Sir, is there any form we need to fill for register with you for the training?
No form, only simple payment. That's it. And I will send you the WhatsApp link group and you will join it. That's it.
Sir, let's suppose we are sorry, we are giving an address of Pakistan and we are attending class and we are conducting our exam in somewhere else. So there
Yeah,
will
that
be
is
any...
no, that is fine. That is fine.
I have a question regarding the application. So let's say my application is selected for the audit. So for the part where they verify the experience, it will be verified through my superiors, right? My managers, project managers.
Yeah.
This is the only way because I am working in Saudi in a it is operational service provider, but we have multiple projects also. So do I have to give them the details of the projects itself, the titles of the project or something, or
Yeah, within
how?
your application, 36 months, you have to give the details, names of the project, start month, ending month, what you did, and who was your supervisor. Yes, you have to give these details.
These just the major details, nothing in detail. Like
You
is it
have
this
to write a couple of paragraphs about every project.
about every project? All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm busy on July 14 and 15. I have some in my apartment, so I'm unable to attend these two classes.
Right.
Is there an impact on my training?
No, you will get the certificate as routine, normal, but the knowledge that you will miss, but you will have some days before the next class. So maybe you will you can cover from the recording.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question from anyone, please? If no question, can we end the session?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much. Sir.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
So,
you so much, sir. Jazakallah khair.
my pleasure. Welcome and time, inshallah.
As the head of IT, and our project things are different actually. We are not doing any project to any company. We are as a client, we assign some other companies to do the project for us, and from our end, I will be the head of the project. So in this case, this experience will count also. No?
Yeah, still it is acceptable. You are participating in the planning, you are participating in the monitoring and controlling also. So yes, it can be presented as a formal project management experience.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Very
You're
good and
welcome.
very good. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. It was a very knowledge gaining session.
Welcome,
And
man.
inshallah, sir, if any queries, we can get in touch with you on WhatsApp,
Inshallah.
one-to-one messages, right, sir?
Inshallah, most welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.